Okay, this is just one option for building a spaceship and beginning with a box. In the top view here, I'm going to click and drag a box and then give it some depth and hit enter. I can subdivide it, Shift D. Go to polygon mode and choose two good places where I might want the wings to extend. Hit E to extend, H to stretch. Place my mouse right in the middle and push out to the right. So I can do quite a few things from this point. I could hit T and pull them back. I could select the whole vehicle and spin it around so that this is the front and extend the point further by selecting it and hitting T. Can streamline the back a little more by selecting it and hitting T to move it backwards. I might want my ship to be just a little bit more streamlined through here, so I could select it all by touching the polygons or hitting Shift right bracket once. Narrow that in. It's looking a little bird-like. I think I'll make a couple more tail wings out here. E, T, and lift it up for kind of a higher part of the plane. Shift right bracket to get the whole thing. H to shrink it and pull it up more thin. Then you could just rotate it into a position that you want. Okay, I think I'm going to subdivide the entire ship. Shift D, and I'm going to go with smooth and subdivide it. I think that I might like a cockpit here. So I'm going to select the polygons where the cockpit might be. Hit E to extend, T to move it up a little bit. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I don't want it to come up quite so boxy. So I'm going to put my mouse in this window, push H to shrink it down and taper it a little bit back. And maybe Y to rotate it. And it's totally your call, the way that you would like it to look. I might want to go bigger in the front, bigger in the back. How do you want that to look? Okay, I'm thinking that these wings are looking a little boxy. So I'm going to grab these polygons right here. And I'm going to hit H to shrink them first, make them thinner. And a little smaller. I'll pull them in this way as well. And then T, push them up. And I'm going to grab the points on the corners of the wings here. And I'm going to hit H and bring them out a little further. A little bit more pointy. So I'm thinking that all of the wing is a little bit thicker than I'd like. So I'm going to select it on both sides. And I noticed that one point went way further out. I'm going to undo so that that comes back. And I'm going to go back to polygons and select both sides. H to shrink and stretch. And maybe I want them to be lifted. Let's see what that looks like higher. If I bring the wings up higher. That gives it kind of an interesting look. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and subdivide it again, Shift D, and this time I'm going to choose Metaform just to see what that looks like. And it's looking very organic, bird-like. So it really just depends on what I want my ship to look like here. I'm noticing this might be a good time to show you Multiply Mirror, because right here my polygons went down and kind of caved in, and I really like the look of the other wing better, and I don't want to totally rebuild it. So what I can do is back up a little bit and this side is the side I like the best. So I'm going to select, hold down Shift, and select all of this side. Multiply Mirror is a really good tool for if you make one wheel and want a wheel on the other side, one eyeball transferring to the other side, one headlight, just being able to copy and paste something over to the other side. And it's especially good for if you have a symmetrical object like a face or an airplane like this or a spaceship, and you want both sides to look exactly the same, but you don't want to have to rebuild, then Multiply Mirror is a good option. So first I want to use T and line this up as close as I can to this center line. Then I'm going to go to points, and I'm going to grab all the points down the center. And just checking all the way around, making sure I've got them all. And I can see I missed one right here. So I'm going to go back and pick that up. And I missed one right there. So going back all the way around and just doing a little visual check. I am now going to click V on the keyboard and say OK. It pops those to the center so that my ship is ready to be mirrored. Then I'm going to go to Multiply, Mirror on X, and it copies it and pastes it. I can see a little hole right here, and that's because again, I missed a spot. So no problem. I'm just going to go in and choose those 2 points, making sure down here that I only have 2. And weld is Control W, and it welds it together for me. If it's a little crooked, just move that over if you like things to be perfectly symmetrical. Okay, so I can now make some other changes on my ship as I go to change the way it looks, to modify it, to kind of make it more aerodynamic or interesting in its body shape. I've just selected the polygons around the center, and I'm going to try bringing those in again, see what that looks like. Maybe just play with things, see what it looks like if we bring it up or bring it down, and maybe that doesn't look good. Maybe just making some shapes that help define your plane. So now